Good morning, it's Tuesday, November 27th, and first I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who watched my last video. The Gobble Gobble video has over 130 views in this first week. I know that's tiny for YouTube, but it's huge for me, so thank you very much. Thanks to everybody who tweeted it, put it on Facebook, even tried to put it on Reddit. It's nice to know that this thing is growing, no matter how incrementally. Very incrementally. Okay, so this video is going to be a day in the life. I knew that last Saturday was going to be absolutely crazy busy, and I thought, hey, why not add to the chaos by vlogging about it? So without further ado, here is my last Saturday, a day in the life of a professional musician. Okay, the day starts like most gig days with me loading up the car. In this case, I'm taking both guitar and drum equipment. Then I drive on out into Talon Winery, which is the site of today's wedding. Unfortunately, it's also a site where the doors are locked, which is a problem because I need to be inside of there setting up right now. I briefly take some B-roll of the winery before realizing that the doors on the other side of the barn are open. Sorry, Jessica. I then proceed to set the world record for fastest time setting up a drum set. After some brief adjustments, we are set up and ready to go. I then drive over to the Drum Center of Lexington, where I spend several hours in this tiny room teaching drum lessons. I don't film the lessons because my students haven't given me consent, but also because a lot of them don't show up. It's Thanksgiving weekend and they're away with their families, even though they told me they would be here. I entertain myself by eating lunch and then also by learning the songs that we were supposed to learn for the bride and groom and all of their special dances. I drive back out to Talon, this time in the daylight, where the band is busy getting set up. We do this as quickly as we possibly can because we have a lot of very important things coming up, namely sitting around and waiting. At this point, some other people show up and join us in the waiting. At this particular wedding, the bride and the groom have been gracious enough to allow the band to participate in the traditional wedding festivities of drinking beer and eating cheese. Cheese. As a band member, the beer and cheese time can be a little bit awkward because you don't know too many other people at the wedding and you're often relegated to the corner. Eventually, the bride and groom show up, however, and we do their first dance. Immediately after the first dance comes another break, which means more cheese. Cheese. Our break continues while various people dance, including the groom and his mom, and the parents of the bride and groom, at which point we eat all of the cheese. Eventually, the buffet is open, so Tyrus and I get ready to perform our first set of acoustic songs. After dinner, a number of people come up and give speeches, which means Tyrus and I finally have a chance to go grab a bite to eat ourselves. Then the bride and groom come up and say a few words and introduce the band. Time to go back to work. During the first set, the dance floor stays pretty crowded, and everybody seems to be having a good time. After about an hour, we take another break, which involves more awkward milling about, and more cheese, obviously. We then play a second set during which people start to filter out. Eventually it gets to the point where it's not entirely inappropriate to vlog and drum at the same time. Eventually it gets down to just the parents and grandparents, people who have to stick around and help clean up. We play one more song to basically an empty room and then start packing up ourselves. Thankful that we could help our friends celebrate this momentous occasion and also make a living while doing it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. So now on to this week's Things of Note. I'll be playing on Friday at George's Kitchen from 7 to 10 with Tyrus York, who you saw in the video. We'll be doing an acoustic set. On Saturday, I'll be playing at the Secret Bar and Grill with Business Time. We're playing from 9 to 1, and it's free, but once again, they charge for water. Yes, even though I outed you for the water charging thing, please don't cancel the show this time. In 2 weeks, I'll be playing a Christmas ball in Wilmore, Kentucky with the Metronomes. If spending an evening dancing to some big band swing sounds like your idea of a good time, please let me know. I have some tickets. They are $10 a piece, and I'd be happy to sell all the ones that I have. Okay, that's all for this week. As always, thanks for watching, and if I don't see you this weekend, I'll definitely see you next Tuesday.